Hey, so now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about divisibility rules. This video is just me kind of outlining them all. So, for 2, that is just if it's an even number, it is divisible by 2. We call dividing by 2 halving a number, cutting it in half. So as long as it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, it's an even number and it's divisible by 2. Now, what if you have 3? 3 is a little weirder, but once you see it, it makes sense. Well, I guess it doesn't make sense, but you'll see how it works. So what you do is you add all digits in the number. If that is divisible by 3, you're good. So here's what I mean. Not you're Groot. That looks like you're Groot. It's you're good. Okay, so for example, we know the basics. We know 3, 6, and 9 are divisible by 3. Now 12 is just take the digits, add them up. 1 plus 2 gives you 3, and 3 is divisible by 3. So 12 is divisible by 3. Let's look at another one. Let's look at 21, or no, 27. Okay, so add the digits. 2 plus 7 equals 9, which is divisible by 3. So you're good. Now you can even take that and do a really weird one, like 57. That is just 5 plus 7. That equals 12, which is divisible by 3. So 57 is divisible by 3. Okay? So that's how to do divisibility by 3. Next, divisibility by 5. So this one's a little easier. So that is if the number ends in a 5 or a 0, it's divisible by 5. So, for example, 5, 10, 15, 20. These are all divisible by 5. So when you get bigger, 105, 210, 315, whatever. They're all end in either a 5 or a 0. So therefore, they're divisible by 5s. Now, 11s, I don't know. There's no divisibility rule that makes sense to me. So you just SOL if you see an 11. You just got to try to divide by 11 and see what you get. Luckily, there's a basic pattern. So like 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. These are all divisible by 11. See, we're seeing a pattern here. But when you get to bigger than 100, you get like 110, 121. So there's kind of a pattern, but not really. So now, finally, let's look at number 7. So 7 is super weird. I didn't even teach it, but somebody figured it out in block 2. So I felt obligated to talk about it. So what you do is you take the last digit and double it. So double last digit, subtract by remaining, then it needs to be divisible by 7. Okay, that's really weird. So let's look at it in pieces. So let's take a big number. 20. Let's look at, okay, we'll do 21 first. 21. Okay, so 21. Take 1, double it. So 1 doubled is 2. Then you subtract what's left over. You get 0. You can do 0 divided by 7. You'll get a whole number. Okay? So 21 is totally divisible by 7. Let's look at another one. Let's look at, I don't know, what's a really big one? Like 84. okay? So with 84, bam, take the 4, double it, you get 8. Then you subtract it by whatever's left over, also get 8. Subtract that, you get 0. You can do 0 divided by 7, you get a whole number, you're all set. So therefore, 84 is divisible by 7. See, it's kind of weird. I have no idea why it works, but somebody found it. Now, when you get to really big numbers, let's say 133. Yeah, 133. Is that divisible by 7? You're like, I don't know. So let's check. Take your first number, okay? So double it, you get 6. Then you say, okay, my left is over is 13. So, So I'm going to subtract it by 13. And when I subtract it by 13, I get negative 7. Hey, that's divisible by 7. So you get a negative 1. So therefore, 133 is divisible by 7. See, it's weird. Doesn't make sense. But if you can follow the pattern, you can find out if a number is divisible by 7. The end.